How will this end? That's the question everyone in Venezuela and many outside are asking. Will the government give in to opposition demands for early presidential elections? Or will the opposition become too tired or too persecuted to carry on? President Maduro says he has a solution to this political crisis. He's calling for a constituent assembly, an all-powerful group which will rewrite the constitution of Venezuela. The opposition has rejected the idea. It sees it as an excuse not to hold real elections and worries that the government will pre-select its own majority in the assembly. The plan has also surprised some government supporters. Venezuela last rewrote its constitution in 1999 under the late Hugo Chavez. The little blue book that emerged has for the last 18 years become a prop of pro-government figures. So why rewrite it now? Who better to ask than Isaias Rodriguez, the former Attorney General and former Vice President of Venezuela, helped write that 1999 constitution. He's been called back from his current role as ambassador to Italy to help with the new one. There are some people who say this is slightly undoing what Hugo Chavez did.
No. There is propaganda to try to distort what the president said when he called for a new constituent assembly. The new constituent assembly is not designed to undo the constitution of Hugo Chavez.
Rodriguez says the new constitution will be one that emphasizes social rights, like, say, free healthcare, a boast of Venezuela's leftist government, despite current chronic shortages, over individual rights. But what about political parties? There have been suggestions that the new constitution could outlaw them and finally get rid of that troublesome National Assembly.
No, the plan is not to eliminate political parties. Political parties are fundamental to democracy.
Rodriguez, in contrast to some senior figures in the government, does accept that there is plenty of discontent in Venezuela, which is in the midst of the deepest recession in the world. He agrees that people do want change.
There are many people who are not political, not aligned to any political party, who have reasons for wanting a change of government, are looking for an alternative which accords more with their interests.
In our conversation, Rodriguez expressed some support for the current Attorney General of Venezuela, Luisa Ortega. She is seen as a possible rebel inside the government. It was her that said an attempt by the Supreme Court last March to usurp the power of Parliament was breaking the Constitution.
I agreed that the decision of the Constitutional Chamber of the Supreme Court was a decision that went beyond what a good judge should wisely decide.
At the end of our conversation, the ambassador made a small confession.
My sisters are all opposition, and one of my children is belligerently pro-opposition. But we discuss things and we respect each other.
And he suspects he's not alone. The government, he suggests, is not simply made up of radicals.
Possibly in the government there are other people who have opinions like mine, but they go unnoticed. Possibly because they don't think it's convenient or opportune to contradict the government.
Plenty here feel that the way out of this crisis will be common ground found between moderates in the government and moderates in the opposition. The two sides seem miles apart now, but perhaps some are closer than they appear. Stephen Gibbs, CGTN, Caracas.